Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. We got some more post 1961 Apba bats. We got the San Diego Padres traveling to St. Louis Cardinals for a 3-game series and lead it off for the visiting Padres. Playing left field is Robertson, batting second and playing shortstop is Templeton. Batting third playing right field is Gwynn. Batting fourth playing first base is Gonzalez. Batting fifth playing third base is Headley. Batting sixth playing center field is Gaston. Batting seventh doing the catching is Kennedy. Batting eighth playing second base is Flannery. And on the mound, batting ninth is Ed Whitson. Now for the hometown St. Louis Cardinals. Leading off playing shortstop is Smith. Batting second and playing second is Her. Batting third playing first base is McGuire. Batting fourth playing third base is Boyer. Batting fifth doing the catching is Simmons. Batting sixth playing center field is Drew. Batting seventh and playing right field is Musial. Batting eighth and playing left field is Brock. And batting ninth and on the mound, JOAQUIN ANDUJAR. Let's get down here to the field and get this game started, folks. And we got Biff Roberts to lead it off here for the Padres, batting $182 with no homers and no RBIs. And JOAQUIN ANDUJAR in 1982 was 15-10 with a 2.47 ERA. And the Padres are 1-2, and they are in last place in the West, tied with the Rockies a game and a half back. Templeton's batting .417. Roberts off to a slow start at $182. Tony Gwynn off to a hot streak, .417 also. Terry Kennedy batting $167. Flannery .182. Randy Jones pitched a shutout. Jack Peavy's got a 5.14 ERA. And Dave Dravecky with a 3.86 ERA. And here's the first pitch to Bip. And Roberts lifts that in the right field. Stan the man's out there. He'll make the catch for out number 1. And up to the plate now steps Gary Templeton. Like I say, he's off to a fast start. Batting .417 with no homers and 3 RBI. And that's going to be against the righty at 19. That's going to be a fly ball again out to Stan. And Musial makes another catch for out number 2. Now Tony Gwynn. Again, Gwynn batting .417 on the year with no homers and 5 RBI. And that's going to be a base on balls. And Gwynn walks on down to first. And now you got Gonzalez up with a runner down at first and 2 outs. Gonzalez batting .222, no homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Smith. He tosses it over to second for out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the first. San Diego nothing. The Cardinals coming to pat. You got Smith, Her, and McGuire. And as you can see the team comparisons, San Diego 1-2, batting .241, .299 on base percentage, slugging .333 with an OPS of .632. And the Cardinals are 1-1 with a .156 batting average, .248 on base, slugging a .180 and an OPS of .429. And Ozzie looking for his first at bat of the year. And in 1987, he was batted .303 with no homers and 75 RBIs. And let's take a look at the Cardinals here. They are 2 games back behind the Brewers and Pirates. Willie McGee's off to a slow start, yet to get a hit. Renteria batting .286, Stan batting .250, and then the machine Albert Pujols batting .400. Jim Edmonds off to a slow start. And John Tudor with a nice ERA of 1.08. Bob Gibson got off to a rough start. His ERA is 10.29. And let's get down here. And here's the first pitch to Ozzie Smith. And Ozzie's going to ground that one back to Whitson. He throws over to first for out number 1. And Tommy Herr comes to the plate. And Tommy's first plate appearance in 1985, he batted .302. He had 8 homers and 110 RBIs. That's going to be against the righty, 13. And that's going to be a 11. That's going to be a base hit, infield hit for Tommy Herr. And he gets aboard here, folks, with a 1-out single. That brings up Mark McGwire now. And McGwire, he's batting 1,000. He's got 1 hit. It's a homer and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to McGwire. And he's done it again, folks. How far is this one going to travel? That is the question. That ball is high. That ball is far. Kiss it goodbye. Mark McGwire, 2 for 2. And both of them homers, and no doubt about it, that's a majestic home run. And just like that, the Cardinals are up 2-0. And now you got Ken Boyer up. And Boyer's first plate appearance of the year in 1961, he batted .329, 24 homers and 95 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Templeton. He fires over to first for out number 2. And now you got Ted Simmons up. And Simmons, first plate appearance, and he batted .332 with 18 homers and 100 RBIs in 1975. And that's going to be another ground ball to Templeton. That'll end the inning, but the 2-run homer by McGwire makes it 2-0 St. Louis. We go to the top of the second. Henley, Gaston, and Kennedy due up. And Chase batting .200 with a homer and an RBI in the year. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Drew in center field for out number 1. And Cito Gaston's up now. And Cito's batting .400 on the year with no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Ozzie. He fires over to McGwire for out number 2. And now you got Terry Kennedy up. And Kennedy's batting .167, no homers and no RBIs. That's going to be a lazy fly ball out to Lou and left, and that'll end the inning. San Diego goes down in order. To the bottom of the second we go. And we got Drew, Musial, and Brock. JD, he's looking for his first plate appearance of the year. In 2001, he batted .323, 27 homers, 73 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty of 14. I believe that's going to be an infield hit for Drew. And it is. JD's aboard here with a leadoff single. That brings up Stan the Man now. And Musial is batting .250 on the year. No homers and no RBIs. And here's the pitch to Musial. And that's going to be against the righty at 14. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Gwynn for out number 1. And Lou Brock's up now. And Lou, I think they're going to set the runner in motion here. Brock's first plate appearance. He batted .299 with 21 homers and 76 RBIs and 67. A little hit and run here. And that's going to be against the righty, an 11 and an 11. That's going to be a single in the center field, and JD's going to get down the third, folks. Hit and run works to perfection. First and third, and only one out. WHITSON ANDUJAR comes to the plate, and they're going to let him swing away here. ANDUJAR batted a .158, no homers, and 4 RBIs in 1982. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Gaston in center field. That should be fielding column 2. And with Drew's speed, he should score here. Let's see here. 46 and a 2 should be fielding 2. And it's barely fielding column 2. And let's see here. That'll be a 52. 52. And a 33. Add 17 to that. And he's going to score with no throw. So that's a sacrifice fly. And the Cardinals are up 3-0 here, folks. So WHITSON ANDUJAR helps his own calls out. Now you got a runner on first, 2 outs for Ozzie Smith. Ozzie's 0 for 1. He grounded out to WHITSON his first time up. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes. Can he do something with this 2-0 pitch? And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. 41 and a 2 should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's going to be a single up the middle. And Brock is going to make it to third. So Ozzie gets a single. And the runner gets down to third. And now we got runners on their corners for Tommy Herr with 2 outs. Can he deliver here? It's already 3-0 St. Louis. And Tommy's 1 for 1. He singled and came around the score in the first. And that ball's well hit. See where this ends up at. And that's going to be driven into the gap in deep center field. And that's going to score Ozzie easy, I would think. 71 and a 33. 18. Yeah, he'll score with no throw. And that's a 2 RBI double. And it is now 5-0 as Ed Whitson is getting lit up here. That'll get the bullpen going. And now you got Mark McGwire, who is 2 for 2 on the year. Both of them homers, folks. He is homered in this game, a 2-run shot. Here's the pitch to Mark. And they finally get him out. That's going to be maybe not. With a runner down at second. A 22 might not get him out. It's going to be hit in front of the plate. 24 and an 8 should be fielding column 2. Fielding column 1 rather, and it is. And that's going to be batter out a high pop-up. And in fair territory, Kennedy makes the catch for out number 3. But the Cardinals tack on 3, make it 5-0. So we go to the top of the first. You got Flannery, Whitson, and back to the top of the order in Roberts. And Tim is batting 182, no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Smith for out number 1. And Ed Whitson comes to the plate, trailing by 5. His first plate appearance of the year. And in 1990, he batted 149. He had a homer and 4 RBIs, so you can't groove it here. And they don't. That's going to be a ground ball down to Boyer. He fires across the diamond for out number 2. We're back to the top of the order. And Bip, he's 0 for 1. He flew out back in the first. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. WHITSON's first strikeout of the game. And to the bottom of the third we go. Still 5-0 St. Louis. You got Boyer due up, followed by Simmons and Drew. Ken's 0 for 1 today. Grounded out. And that's going to be another ground ball. And this one again is down the short. And again, Templeton's got it. See San Diego's upcoming schedule. They got 2 more games here in St. Louis. Then they go home and take on the Reds. Ted's 0 for 1 today. He grounded out. And that's going to be against the righty. Fly ball out to left field. Biff's got it for out number 2. Now you got J.D. Drew up. Drew singled and came around the score back in the second. And that's going to be another infield hit for Drew. He's aboard here. So Drew's down at first with 2 outs. And Stan the Man's up again. E31. And now you got Stan up. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to right. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes on Stan. Can he deliver here? 2-0 pitch as we drop a dice. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Templeton. He goes to second for 1. That ends the inning. And the Cardinals strand 1. We go to the top of the 4th. You got Templeton due up here. Wynn and Gonzalez. Gary 0 for 1. That's going to be a rare play, a 39 and a 44. A 44, and that is going to be a 13. That's going to be hit down the second. Tommy Hers down there today. And that's going to be a nice play by her. He gets to it out and right field, throws over and gets the Speedy Templeton by a step. 1 down here. And now you got Tony Gwynn up. He walked back in the first. And that's going to be a 17. And that's probably going to be a base hit here for Gwynn. And yep, that's going to be an infield hit for Tony Gwynn. He's aboard here with a 1 out single. And now you got Gonzalez up here with a runner on first and 1 out. And Gonzalez is batting 200. No homers and hit into a fielder's choice first time up. And that's just going to be a fly ball at the usual for out number 2. Runner stays put. And now you got Chase Headley up. Chase is 0 for 1. He flew out. And that's going to be another fly ball. This one out to Drew in center field for the second time. When the Padres strand 1 to the bottom of the 4th we go. Bottom part of the order due up. Brock, Andahar, and then back to Ozzie. And Lou 1 for 1 with a single. And here's the pitch to Lou. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Ed. He fires over to first for out number 1. Joaquin Andahar is up now. And he has a sacrifice fly his first time up. And that's going to be a 5. That's going to be a pop up down the short. Matter of fact, that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Joaquin out. So Joaquin strikes out. And now we got Ozzie up now. And Ozzie's 1 for 2. He singled and scored. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Tim. And that'll end the inning. Cardinals go down 1, 2, 3 to the top of the 5th we go. You got Gaston, Kennedy, and Flaherty due up. Cito's 0 for 1. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. And Stan the Man's out there, not known for his glove. And that'll be fielding column 3. Guarantee you that. And that's going to be a single. And he's going to get the second on the air. So now you got a runner down at second, nobody out with the base hit in the air. Padres finally get a runner in scoring position against Joaquin Andahar. And Terry Kennedy is 0 for 1 today. And not anymore, folks. See where this lands at. And that ball is high. That ball is off the wall. Just couldn't quite get it. And that's going to be a double in the left field. And that's going to get the Padres on the board. It's 5-1. Still nobody out, and a runner down at second now. And Tim Flannery's up batting 0 for 1 today. That's going to be a base on balls, and JOAQUIN in trouble here in the 5th. Nobody out yet. And Ed WHITSON's going to try to bunt him down, or they're going to pitch hit for him. They're going to let him bunt here. And that's going to be a 15 and he strikes out, folks, trying to get the bunt down. And the runner's still at first and second, and Biff Roberts is up now with 1 out. Here's the pitch to Biff, and Roberts is going to swing and miss, and that's back-to-back strikeouts. JOAQUIN ANDUJAR getting it done when he needs to with the strikeouts. 2 outs now. Runner's still at first and second. Templeton's up. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a 17. And that is going to be a base hit. And the runner's going to stop at third. So we're going to have the bases full here. That was a base hit in the left field. And there's runners everywhere you look. Kennedy at third. Flannery at second. Templeton at first. And Tony Gwynn at the plate. Not who you want up here if you're a Cardinals fan. It's a 5-1 ball game. And Gwynn is 1 for 1 today. He has walked and singled. Can he drive in some runs and get the Padres back in this game? And that's going to be a ground ball down the Ozzie. And he'll toss it over to Tommy covering. And that'll win the inning. And the Padres leave the bases loaded, but they do score 1, make it 5-1. We go to the bottom of the 5th. You got McGuire, and Boyer due up. And is a perfect 2 for 2, a double and a single and a 2 RBI double, I should say. And that'll be a 13-8. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Tommy out for out number 1. That brings up McGuire now. He's homered in this game. McGuire's 1 for 2 with a 2-run shot. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Flannery. He bobbles that. That's going to be an E4. McGuire's on base again here. Ken Boyer comes to the plate. Boyer's 0 for 2. He has grounded out to Templeton both times. And that's going to be hit down the second this time. Flannery's a 7 on a 56. That'll be fielding column 3 on a 26. Yep. Fielding column 3 on a 26. And runner will get down the second. Only plays over to first. So now you got a runner in scoring position for Ted Simmons. And Ted is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be a pitcher, a 16. And let's see here. That's a 62. That's a 38. That is going to be a pass ball. Kennedy lets this one get by him. Now you got a runner down at third. And a 1-0 count here to Ted. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Kiss it goodbye. Ted Simmons launches this one. No doubt about her. And Ted Simmons puts the Cardinals up 7-1. That error cost them dearly, folks. Both of those runs are unearned, and now you got JD up. He's 2 for 2 today, and that's going to be a ground ball back to Ed. He fires over to first, but the damage is done, and the Cardinals increase the lead to 6. We go to the top of the 6. And you got Gonzalez, Headley in, Gaston due up. Gonzalez is 0 for 2. He has flown out and reached on a fielder's choice. And that's going to be a nice job. Gonzalez gets a hold of this. And that ball is driven in the right field. But Stan gets over there quickly. He's going to hold him to a single. It looked like a double all the way. Nice hustle by Stan the man. You can see the team comparisons here. San Diego with 25 strikeouts, 8 walks, 7 doubles. The Cardinals 47 strikeouts, 15 walks, 6 doubles. Chase is up now. He's 0 for 2. He has flown out to Drew both times. And that's going to be a pitcher, a 64. That's going to be a rare play. On the 39. Runner down at first on a 39. And a 62 and a 39. And that is going to be hit down the second. And you got her down there at second. 43 and a 9. 43 and a 9. Let's see what that is. That should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's going to be a single. Back to second. Runner to second. S runner out. And Gonzalez is out. That's going to be a 4-6 put out. Nice job by her. Took him right to the bag. Now there's 1 out and a runner still at first. And now you got Chase at first. And Cito's up. And Cito's 1 for 2. He came around the score, the only run. He singled and came around the score back in the 5th. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes on him. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be a pop-up down the third. Ken Boyer makes the play for out number 2. And Terry Kennedy comes to the plate. And Terry is 1 for 2. He doubled and drove in the run. And he gets a hold of this one. Terry Kennedy having a good game here. And that is going to be a double in the right field. Stan has a terrible arm out there. And that most likely will score Chase. He'll score with no throw on the double. And now you got a runner down at second and 2 out in a 7-2 ball game. And Tim's up. And Flannery is 0 for 1. He has walked in the game. Can he keep this inning alive here? Here's the pitch to Tim. And he sure does. Tim gets a hold of this one, folks. And JOAQUIN's having trouble getting out of this 6th inning. And that's going to be a double in the left field. And that cuts the lead to 7-3. So it's a 4-run game. And that's going to be it for Ed. He goes 5 innings, gives up 8 hits on 7 runs on 8 hits and an error. Now let's see who's going to come off the bench here. It looks like Gene Richardson is going to come out. Gene Richards is going to come off the bench, the lefty. See if he can keep this inning going here. Where's Gene at? And there's Gene. Gene the dancing machine. And this is his first plate appearance of the year. 1978, he batted .308 with 4 homers and 45 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. JOAQUIN strikes him out. That ends the inning. But the Cardinals scored 2. Make it 7-3. See who's going to come out of the bullpen here. Got the lefties coming up. And they only got one lefty out in the bullpen. See if that's who they're going to bring in or not. Nope, they're going to bring in Yates. Kirby Yates is going to come in here and pitch. And this is Kirby's first appearance of the year. And in 2018, he was 5-3 with 12 saves and a 2.14 ERA. He's got the bottom third of the order to deal with here in the 6th. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 2nd for out number 1. And now Lou Brock's up. And Lou is 1 for 2. He singled, came around the score. And that's going to be another ground ball. This one back to the mound. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th. And JOAQUIN ANDUJAR is 0 for 1. He does have a sacrifice fly in the game. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Yates strikes him out. And the Cardinals go down 1-2-3 to the top of the 7th. We go with the top of the order due up here. Roberts, Templeton, and Gwynn, and Bip. He's 0 for 3. And he's going to be 0 for 4. That's a lazy fly ball out to Brock for out number 1. Gary Templeton comes to the plate, and he's still hitting the ball. He is 1 for 3 today. And that's going to be a fly ball. This one out to Drew. He camps under it for out number 2. Now you got Tony Gwynn up. Tony's 1 for 2 with a walk in the game. And that's going to be a ground ball down to McGuire. And that'll end the inning. 1-2-3 goes to Padres. We make it to the 7th inning stretch in a 7-3 game. Got the top of the order due up here for the Cardinals against Yates, Smith, Herr, and McGuire. Ozzy's 1 for 3. Came around the score. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Cito makes the catch for out number 1. And now Tommy's at the plate. And Herr is 2 for 3. He's got a double. RBI, 2 RBI double and a single. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Templeton. And now we got 2 outs, and it's up to McGuire to keep this inning going. McGuire is homered in this game. He's 1 for 3. And he squares this one up again, folks. McGuire's off to a great start at the beginning of this year. And that's going to be a double in the right field. Just missed another homer. And he's standing down at second with 2 outs. And we got Ken Boyer up. Can he drive in, Mark? Mark does not have any speed at all to talk about. And Ken is 0 for 3. He is grounded out to short twice and second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Now it's a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. And the Cardinals strand 1 to the top of the 8th we go. You got Gonzalez, Headley, and Gaston due up. And Gonzalez is 1 for 3 today. And if he gets in any trouble, they got a bullpen to handle it, that's for sure. Missing somebody here. Who are they missing? Missing somebody. Oh, let's see here. Cardinals. They got the Mad Hungarian down there. Joe Horner down there. The lefty, two lefties, and they got a hell of a bullpen, the Cardinals do. They won't waste no time, that's for sure. So you got all of these lefties due up. It'll probably be the Mad Hungarian coming out of the bullpen. Matter of fact, I think the Mad Hungarian here. When is Joaquin due up? 1, 2, 3, 4. When is he due up? 1, 2, 3. He's due up 5th. Due up 5th. So I think the Mad Hungarian's coming out of the bullpen now. They're not wasting no time. Now Harbowski's coming out of the pen for a 2-inning save here. Joaquin gets through 7. And that'll be it for him. And he'll be facing these lefties. Let's see if the Padres pitch hit here for Gonzalez. And they're going to let Gonzalez. They're probably going to pitch hit for him. Nate Corbett's going to come off the bench for Gonzalez. Bring in the righty. Where's Nate at? There's Nate, and he'll stay in the game and play first. And Nate is first appearance of the year. And in 1972, he batted .250 with 38 homers and 11 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Boyer. He fires over to first for out number 1. And is Chase going to stay in the game? I don't think so. I think Chase is coming out of the game. And Ken Caminiti is going to come off the bench and bat for him. So in comes Ken Caminiti, the pitch hit. And Ken is 0 for 1 on the year. And that's going to be a base on balls. The Mad Hungarian walks him with 1 out here. And Cito Gaston's up now, and Cito's 1 for 3. See what he can do here, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. The Mad Hungarian strikes him out for out number 2. And Terry Kennedy's going to stay in the game here. He's 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs in this game, folks. And that's going to be a fly ball out the stand. That'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 7-3 ball game. And let's see here. You got Yates out there. We're going to need a first baseman and a third baseman for San Diego. And Nate will come in and play first. Ken will come in and play third. And Yates is due up second. They're going to try to get him through this 8th inning. He's got Simmons, Drew, and Stan due up here. Here's the pitch to Ted. And that's going to be a rare play, a 24 on a 38. Yep, on a 38. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1. So Ted with the 0-1 count. And that's going to be lifted in the right field. Nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Yates strikes him out for out number 1. That's 3 strikeouts for Kirby. And JD's 2 for 3 today. And that's going to be back-to-back strikeouts. Yates trying to finish this off in style. Can he strike the side out? Here is Stan the man. He's 0 for 3 today. And nope, that's going to be a base on balls. Stan walks on down to first. Now he's got Lou Brock to deal with. And Lou is 1 for 3 today. And that's going to be against the righty. A 15 and a 10. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Flannery's up with it. He tosses it over to Corbett. And that ends the inning. Cardinals strand 1 to the top of the 9th we go. Bottom part of the order due up Flannery, a pitch hitter for Yates. And back to Roberts. And Tim's 1 for 2. He has a RBI double in the game. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Musial for out number 1. See who's going to come out here and pitch hit for Yates. Let's see here who they got on the bench now. And Big Dave Winfield's coming off the bench. See if he can do something here. And Winfield is first plate appearance of the year in 1979. He batted .308, 34 homers, and 118 RBIs. And that's going to be a rare play of 26 and a 40. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. So here's the 0-1 pitch to Winfield. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Boyer. And that'll do it, folks. And the Cardinals hang on to win this game 7-3. We'll take a look here at the box score. Was that only 2 outs? That was only 2 outs. Sorry about that. I thought that was the 3rd out. So now you got Roberts due up. Biff's 0 for 4. Let's see if they can come back and win this game after I called the game. Nope. That's a ground ball down to Tommy Herr, and this will do it. And now, end of the game. Now we can check out the box score. And the Cardinals 7 runs on 9 hits and an error. The Padres 3 runs, 7 hits and 1 error. And Terry Kennedy's the only Padre with 2 hits in the game. And the Padres were 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They left 7 men on base. Tommy Herr and Mark McGuire both had 2 hits along with J.D. Drew. Cardinals made hay when they had to. 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position. McGuire and Simmons with homers. They left 4 men on base. Ed Whitson drops to 0-1, 5 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, only 5 of them earned. Struck out 2, gave up 2 homers. Yates comes in, shuts the door. 3 innings, 1 hit, and 1 walk, struck out 4. JOAQUIN ANDUJAR gets his first win of the year. 7 innings, 7 hits, walked 3, struck out, walked 2, gave up 3 runs, all of them earned, and struck out 4. Now let's go and look at the standings and the leaderboard for the National League. Got the Braves a half a game up on New York. Washington a game and a half back. The Phillies 2 and the Marlins 3. And in the Central, the Brewers and Pirates are all tied up. St. Louis and the Cubbies now are both a half a game back. Cincinnati 2 games back, and the Astros 2.5. And out west, the Giants are a half a game up on LA. The Diamondbacks a game back. Colorado a game and a half. And San Diego is 2 games back. Paul Molitor is batting .560, leading the league. Sammy Sosa with his 7 homers and 12 RBIs, along with Jeff Bagwell's 12 RBIs, leading the league. Of course, right now the ERA leader's at 0. You got 3 pitchers tied for 2 wins, and Kent DeCalvey with 3 saves on the year. Sammy Sosa's leading in MVP voting, and John Rucker with the Cy Young lead. And we'll have game number 2 of this 3-game series up next. And we'll take a look here on April 4th. And it's going to be Mr. Clay Kirby, going up against the Carpenter, Chris Carpenter. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, folks. It doesn't cost anything. Hit that bell for reminders. And on your way out, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, have a great day.